Testing, testing microphone, testing microphone, testing, testing. Hello, hello. Okay, testing, that's right. Share. Oh, it's stuck there. Okay. That makes sense. Hello. mic working? I think so. Hello, everyone. This is a 1 hour live reading on different categories. Uh, Basically, guidance, love, whatever you're looking for. Um, so just put in the chat box what it is that you're interested in. The card decks are in the chat box. Doesn't look like anybody's here, but if you, I'm just practicing. Just this is the first time I've done a YouTube live. Usually I do Facebook. Facebook won't let you go live unless you have 100 people though, which I didn't know that until I tried to go live. So, I don't know. So let's take a look. Let's do a daily, just a guidance reading for anybody in general while we're waiting to see if anybody attends. I'll just do a free guidance message. This is Daily Dose of Coffee Oracle that I'm using right now. So let's just see what our guidance message is for today. So we have secrets. Okay, so it's important to be aware of your inner secrets and to be aware that people that you may trust keep secrets, right? Um, Devotion. Okay, so staying connected to yourself, staying connected to others. Authority. Okay, so make sure you're a person that somebody can depend on. Definitely comes in here. If somebody tells you a secret, go and tell everybody because that person might have been hurt in the past by people betraying them, and they might be um, having a lot of faith that you're going to keep their secret. So, devotion, when you are loyal to someone, I mean, there's a difference between a bad secret and a good secret, but if you're someone that somebody can talk to and you're not going to go tell everybody, then that grows the love connection closer. And as you grow closer in love, there's a deeper devotion in the relationship, whether it's a friendship, relationship, romantic person. You want to make sure that you are stepping into your authority. So you want to make sure that you're not letting people run all over you, boss you around. As you become more aware of who you are and what is important to you, then you're going to connect to people and places and things that are going to align with your energy. And those are going to give you things that are worth celebrating about, right? Celebrating with, right? So you want to make sure you're aligned with the right energy in this particular situation. So if this is about you, you want to make sure that you're aware of the things that you are hiding from yourself. Sometimes we have inner secrets, things that we don't want to face, right? In order for you to love yourself more, you need to be aware of your like shadow work. Like you need to be aware of your secrets that you keep for yourself. Okay. You need to put your foot down and say no. It's okay to say no. Authority is all about using your voice to speak about how you're feeling about something. And celebration, don't be afraid to celebrate your wins, even if they're quiet wins, even if they're wins that are like nobody else knows about but you, right? Don't be afraid to take time to celebrate that. You're important, and the things that you do in life are important. So celebrate your wins. Like, for example, if you were trying to do something and you didn't tell anybody that you were trying to do it, and you were able to do it and you were successful, but nobody even knew, so nobody could celebrate and say how um, thankful they were, or how great it was. Celebrate it yourself, right? You don't have to always have an audience. So don't be afraid to celebrate your wins, right? Okay, so that is what we have for a daily guidance reading on that perspective, right? So we're just going to hang out here and just see if anybody shows up. This was kind of a late notice, so I apologize. I was set up to go live on Facebook. I had everything set up to do a Facebook Live, and then I found out that my page didn't have 100 followers, and Facebook changed the rules to where you couldn't go live unless you had 100 followers. I have a group that I do card readings in, and I've went live in that group a couple times before. So I guess it's different if you have a group versus versus like a business page, a professional page. Because in the group, I was able to go live, and it never mattered. It didn't matter how many people were in the group. So yeah, so I don't know. Like, I guess it just has something to do with reaching their authenticity number. Maybe, maybe they feel like that's a number that's worth streaming or something. I don't know, but it must be something that's recent, because I don't remember ever hearing about that before. I didn't hear about it until I went to hit the live button, and then as soon as I hit the live button, it said that I was unable to go live because I didn't have enough members. So sorry about that. My dog started barking. So, anyways, I don't charge for my readings if you're watching a playback, because there's nobody here right now. So if you're watching a playback, I don't charge for my readings. This is just something that I was asked to do by spirit. It was a dream that I had, and the dream kept coming to me 3 or 4 times. And every time I had the dream, there was more and more card decks, and I was pulled into understanding that that was how spirit wanted to work through me, and that was how spirit wanted me to work with others. So it's really weird. Like, I could be in a store and I don't even know that that store has card decks, and I will be like pulled to a certain direction, and sure enough, if I go in that direction, there ends up being a card deck or something there. So like, it is just spirit's way, my inner way of serving, because all of us are here to serve in many different ways, right? We each have our own separate calling, and so mine is just doing readings. I don't know if it's maybe something I did in a past life or something, and it's just, or it's ancestral, or it's just something that spirit called me to do in this particular lifetime. I'm not sure, but it's definitely something that I'm pulled to, and it has just grown over the years with my decks and my readings. I normally read in my private group, um, but I felt like spirit wanted me to reach more people. And in my private group, it hasn't, my private group hasn't grown in a very long time. And so I felt like I was supposed to um, find another way to share. And I didn't want to make my private group public, because I've had that group for quite a while, and everybody in there is just amazing. Nobody fights with anybody. Nobody says anything negative to anybody. Nobody is rude or disrespectful to anybody. There's no spamming. There's no trying to get money off of people. Like there's none of that. Everything is very good energy. So I started a new Facebook group, Blissful uh, Oracle and Tarot card readings. I started that group so that the members of my other group could share videos and share posts with others without me having to allow the posts and stuff to be public. That way, the people that are in the group that don't want their names to be, sorry, my dogs are barking. That way, the people that are in the group that don't want their names to be like given out um, can still stay private. So that's why I ended up creating another group. And then I thought, well, I should probably start a YouTube. I do have a YouTube page, but I don't do my readings on there. So I felt like I should do a YouTube page just for my readings so that I could share in case like one page goes down, the other page is still available for reading. So that's how I ended up here. So it's just one of the things that I do. It doesn't show that there's anybody here. So um, again, it just started. I've only been on for 11 minutes. So, and I don't really expect a lot of people to show up to this one because, like I said, it wasn't supposed to be on YouTube. It was supposed to be on Facebook. But I don't know what happened. It just, um, I probably should have checked earlier to see, I should have checked earlier to see how to get on YouTube or, I mean, on Facebook earlier, and I didn't. I waited till the last minute and so I didn't really get a chance to let a lot of people know ahead of time that I was going to do readings. I did tell people a couple days ago that I was doing readings live, free live readings today, but I said on Facebook. So, um, so yeah. So I really don't expect a lot of people to come because YouTube was not planned. It was Facebook that was planned. So. Someone is outside shooting, I believe. That's what it sounds like. Sounds like they're shooting a gun or something. There is a gun range that's way up the road, but this sounds like it's in my backyard. So I don't know who it is. I don't know who's making those sounds, but it's got my dogs agitated. You know how dogs are. All right, so let's do an Archangel Michael card and see what our card is for Saturday's guidance. Let's just see what's our card for today. What is our card for today for the collective? What's our card? What's our message? Ask Archangel Michael to help you with this situation. Archangel Michael, thank you for assisting me with whatever the situation is. Please help me be filled with faith and peace at all times. Okay, so you are being guided to ask for help in this situation. Okay, so like for example, um, if you are trying to do something and you're not sure how to do it, instead of like being trying to do it on your own, this would be a card that would remind you that it's important to reach out and it's okay to admit that you need help. Admitting that you need help can help you get the help that you need in unexpected ways. So sometimes, you know, we when we ask for help, we actually get more understanding of a situation that we're in. So don't be afraid to ask for help and keep an open mind with things. If things aren't the same as like, you know, what you expect them to be, you know, keep an open mind and trust that everything will work out accordingly, right? So it is 2:22 on the clock when I said that. Huh, cool. I've been on YouTube for an hour now. I didn't realize it because I accidentally hit it said go live and I was like, "Oh, well, it's scheduled for 12." So if I hit go live, it's not going to go live because I haven't went live yet. And then whenever I hit go live, it went live. And I was like, "Oh." I didn't realize it did that. And there's no way to pause it once you go live. So I was like, well, I guess I'm early. So yeah, I've been early. Um, so we still got 30 minutes left on this live. What do you guys think of that peace movement that's going on with the monks walking for peace across the United States? Or it's not really across. I guess it's from Texas to Washington. I think it's pretty awesome. I was watching it and I heard the guy say that is just he's just promoting uh, peace. Not it's like it's not religious based. Like he's not trying to make anybody, become certain religion, anything like that. He basically said that he was walking for peace. He it was something that he was felt that he was supposed to do. He was pulled to do something to reach more people than what he had just was reaching in his community. So I thought that was kind of cool. Hopefully they have a safe walk. I know someone had already gotten hurt once, unfortunately. Hopefully everything stays safe and no one else gets hurt. I love the dog. He's so cute. So I'm just going to pull a reading because I'm just sitting here by myself. So I'm just going to pull some readings. This is Autumn Delights, or no, Autumn. What is this? Autumn. I forget the name of the deck now. Winter Delight and Autumn Embrace, I think. Or no, Winter Embrace, Autumn Delight Oracle. Yeah, I had it right the first time. Autumn Delight and Winter Embrace Oracle. So let's see. We have altitude, expression, altitude, expression, habits. So looking at altitude. Okay, so altitude is all about where you're at and if you want to go higher than where you're at, right? And how are you going to get there? How are you going to raise your energies? How are you going to raise your mindset? How are you going to elevate your heart? It's all about the work that you do. You have to do the shadow work, basically, is what they call it. But I mean, it's just be real with yourself and do the work that you need to do to help you to raise your energy so that you can see things in a more perspective way. Be a little bit less judgmental of yourself, less judgmental of others, right? Allow yourself to see things from a different perspective. Altitude allows you, as you go up and up and up and up, you start to see things differently. That's what altitude's all about. Expression is finding your words, using your heart, not being afraid to say what you're thinking or how you're feeling, but doing it in a way that is respectful to others. You don't need to scream and holler to make a point. Habits are, taking a look at yourself and seeing if the habits that you keep are worth keeping, right? Making sure that you are aligned with your highest good so that you are doing the things that you need to do in a way that is productive. And are your habits helping you grow? Are they healthy habits for you, right? And companionship, as you're working on yourself, you're also working on your relationship with others. Companionship doesn't just have to be about a relationship, it can be about loved ones, animals, anything around you is this companionship, right? So how's your energy with others? How is it working with others? How are you connected with others? Are things working out for you? Are they aligning for your highest good? Um, yeah, privacy. Yeah, are you allowing interconnections? Are you, is this companionship just like surface based, or are you opening up on deeper levels? Are you knowing when to keep things private and when to tell people? Some people, some relationships end because people just tell too much. People just like put their relationship out there as like attention grabbers, right? They like, for example, a content creator, some content creators, their relationships are just they're too out there, and sometimes that can cause a lot of issues with the relationship because there's no privacy. So in return, it can cause the relationship to have problems. So like your card is reminding you, do you know what to keep private? Are you aligned with your energy in a correct way so that you are maintaining um, good energy with yourself and with others? And the same thing with others. Are they respecting your privacy? Are they knowing how to respect you the same way you're respecting them? Okay. So there's our reading for some extra guidance. I don't know if we're going to get anybody. Well, there's still 30 minutes left, so I don't know. Um, I don't think I don't think I've ever gone live on YouTube actually. I believe this is my first live. I don't even know if anybody can hear me. I hope so. There's a little green light on the microphone, so I'm assuming that my microphone's working okay. It is a Saturday, so I'm still working out times to see if, what times work best. I am in the Eastern time zone, so what works for me might not work for others and things like that. And so I'm like trying to also figure out like what times work best to do lives so that people can participate equally. I don't know. Hello, Healing Hearts. Can you hear me okay? Would you? Oh, good. Okay. What kind of reading would you like? I have decks in the comments above. There's Archangel decks, there's Believe in Your Own Magic, um, Romance. Anything in particular? Yeah, you can have a general. That's fine. Um, general reading. Do you want to use we can use the Autumn Delight Winter Oracle, or we could use the Believe in Your Own Magic. Okay, that's a good one. All right, so general reading on Believe in Your Own Magic. All right, so let's take a look. I love this deck. This is one of my favorite decks because it kind of gives you that insight on yourself kind of thing. Let me flip these ones over. And I feel like you should still have, I feel like there's a couple more that wants to come out. There we go. Yeah, and this one. All right, so let's take a look. Is it that bad in Texas? Uh, Erica. Hello, Erica. That's a pretty name. My name's Tony. Um, I'm in Pennsylvania, so we have pretty bad wind here too, and we lost all of our snow. It's all gone. Um, so it's just yucky. It's just yucky out. It's cold. It's muddy. It's yucky. Okay, so your card, looking at your reading, is reminding you to come back to yourself. So escapist, come back to your true self and not allow yourself to avoid. I feel like avoidance is your word here. There are certain things that you need to focus on, and you have a tendency of finding when it comes time for you to focus on yourself, you have a tendency of finding something to fill that gap, so that instead of doing the internal work on yourself, you're constantly doing something else outside of it, and then you don't have the time to do for yourself. So this card is reminding you of the importance of coming back to yourself, because when you are constantly serving others and helping others, yes, it feels good to do that, but you're serving others in exchange for serving yourself. So eventually that energy wears off, and then you come back to the reality that you need to do something for yourself. And then to avoid doing that, you then feed that by going out and doing something for somebody else. So it's like a repetitive pattern. So this is reminding you that you can't really escape. It's just a circle that keeps coming back, and the circle often gets louder. So sometimes you like whatever the situation is, you will get you'll get more and more like drawn into it kind of thing. So if you're avoiding doing something, the next message of doing it is going to come in even louder and more prune. So yeah, if you are easily to get distracted, then you might notice that certain things are going to get louder that need your attention. So raindrops, take a chance on them. Okay, so this is like your emotions. There's like someone that in your life that causes like an emotional imbalance. It might cause you to be upset or cry, or just help. I feel like it's a mirror, like it's a person that kind of shows you who you truly are, and the things that you need to do that maybe you're avoiding. So, like, this is all about being able to face yourself and by facing them. And then it's kind of like by facing them, they're going to force you to face yourself. And they're, if you take a chance on them, then it's going to be an emotional growth for both of you, because this person wants you to truly grow inside for who you truly are, and to be who you're truly meant to be. But in order for you to truly be who you're truly meant to be, you have to quit escaping yourself and deal with the things that you need to deal with. And in return, it makes the relationship stronger. But there's like an avoidance energy right now because you're the escapist and you're trying to get away from doing the work that needs to be done in order to make this relationship stronger and work better. So expectations, don't seek anyone's approval. Yeah, this is the energy, especially right now in this year. This is the energy of being yourself. So like we have a tendency, we are raised by society to always expect other people's approval. We see it every day in the news, commercials, TV, and music. Like everybody wants us to be like this or act like this. And this one here is reminding you that you need to find out who you truly are and be your authentic self. Right? Don't seek anyone's approval on being who you truly are. And notice how your cards, both cards have like the little fairies in them. So you're not alone. Like for you to come here to get this reading, you're being guided. So you have to trust your intuition on the guidance that you're receiving. You know, there's a message here that you're not truly fully believing in yourself and you're questioning the guidance that you're being guided towards, and your spirit team is reminding you that they're trying to align you with the energy that is going to move you into your highest good, right? But you have to be willing to believe that that you can do it and that this is meant for you. Okay, so let them go. Okay, so this could be like a past relationship, maybe something that you're holding on to, like believing that something is going to happen that needs to be released. Now, this can be people in your life, but I feel like for you, it's someone that hurt, that kind of hurt you, and you are connected to that energy still. So you might not be connected to the person, but there's this like fear factor when it comes to trusting someone else. There's like a questioning of what you believe is truly okay and what's just you allowing yourself to be hurt kind of again with that. So it's kind of like um, if if you're in a situation where people are trying to tell you what to do, how to be, how to act, it's time for you to let that go. Let that approval go and find out who you truly are. As long as you approve yourself, as long as you approve how you are being and who you are, but again, you have to know who you truly are in order to really step into this energy. Because when you step into this energy that these two cards are showing, you don't care what anybody else thought about you, and you're able to heal whatever has hurt you because you're stepping into like a new energy of knowing who you are, like a rebirth energy of knowing who you are. And the book represents like things from the past. Okay, a book it's instantly outdated as soon as it's published. It's old. So like her holding a book and the magic from the book is like who you truly were meant to be from the time you were born, who you truly are outside of like what people in your family, friend circle, work circle, whatever try to tell you to be. That is like going back to your true authentic like childhood self is what that represents. And then feather, think first before you judge. Okay, so this is all about not judging yourself either, right? So finding the light within you and not allowing yourself to judge the situation from a lack of experience or a lack of knowledge. So I feel like for some of this like for example in the card, some people might look at this card and think that they're doing witchcraft. Actually, what they're doing is a form of meditation. They have the person so relaxed that her body becomes light, and then they're able to use their hands to raise her body, but actually they're equally using their energy. So it's a form of energy. That's how they're able to raise her body. But people that might come in to the situation might just automatically assume that it's witchcraft because they got witches hats on and there's candles, and so they might assume the wrong thing. So your card is just simply stating, let others assume whatever they want to assume about the situation, but don't allow yourself to judge anything until you know the truth about the situation, right? Be open-minded to things before you're so easily to judge a situation. And then you have morals. Yeah, be your own first priority. So your whole card message is stating that you're someone who always wants to help others, but you don't want to address yourself. And maybe it's because it's easier to help others than it is to address your own emotional feelings. Because if you do the emotional work, it's going to cause the the love to deepen, and maybe you're just not sure if you're ready for that. But this is a lot of emotional work. Rain represents emotions, so like this is a lot of emotional work, and you know that you're gonna have to do it if you want to grow in this situation. And you have to be your own true self and let things go that's affected you, or that's holding you back, or that's causing your delays, right? Because when you do, you're gonna find happiness. Like, see how, like, there's a tower moment back here, but then she's painting flowers. So whatever you have to face, it's not gonna be dramatic as you might think it is. It'll work its way out, and it'll work its way out in a good way. So there's like a good happy transition coming here. And again, you got that cat, which represents your spirit team. So whatever you do, you're not going to be doing it alone anyways. Like your spirit team is going to be with you, as you can see in your cards. Like they're going to be with you. But this transformation, like your team is saying it needs to be done. Like it has to be done for you to get where you want to go. Or you're just going to keep in this cycle that you're not going to be happy with anyways. So definitely put yourself first, even if it's just baby steps, even if it's just doing something each day to get you closer. You don't want to do it in an uncomfortable way. You want to do it in a way that makes you feel like, okay, I did that. I addressed this today. I feel great. So that, and then like sometimes if you take one step, that one step builds confidence, and then you're willing to take a bigger step. And then you're willing to take a couple more steps besides just one step. And then before you know it, you're moving through the process and you're making things happen. So, okay, so I hope that helps. I hope that helps you. Let me pull you a work your light card. That way it's not so negative. Um, See if we can get a positive card for you. Uh, Boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? Okay, so that's your main thing. Boundaries with yourself and boundaries with others. Don't forget, boundaries isn't just about other people outside of you, it's also about boundaries within you, right? Where do you say no to yourself? Where do you say yes to yourself? Where do you allow yourself to 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 allow others to overstep or to pull themselves into a space that should be meant for you? Okay. So, all right. So that is your reading. Thanks for stopping in, and I hope the wind gets better there. It's no fun whenever you go outside and get tackled as you're trying to walk somewhere. There was another person, but I think they left. I feel like that was a, s- uh, a self-awareness reading instead of a guidance reading for you. It kind of felt like a self-awareness reading. Like I feel like you already knew, but it was just kind of like spirit coming in and saying that it's important for you to be aware that you know what you need to do. I felt like that kind of a reading. There was. Hello. People are coming in and then they're leaving. Come back. All you gotta do is comment in the comments that you would like to have a reading. I'm here for another like 10 minutes. More than happy to do some readings. Come on in. Hello. Hello. If you would like, I can't hear you, but if you would like a reading, you can put a in the comments and I can do you a reading. Hello. If you would like a reading, just comment in the chat box, okay? Because I cannot hear anybody. It doesn't let me hear anybody. I can do guidance readings, romance readings, past life readings, um, archangel guidance, whatever you're interested in, just comment in the chat box. If there's a reading that you would like, a certain deck you would like, I put those in the comments above too. So all you got to do is just tell me which deck you'd like to use if you're interested in the reading. Hello, welcome to the reading. This is new for me too. Like I usually do Facebook Lives and I do it for my Facebook group. But I don't have enough members on my page yet. So, love reading. Okay. So we will use the Romance Angels. I don't know if you've ever heard that deck before. And one of my favorites is Soul Connection. So we'll use this one too. We'll use a combo deck um, that came in for you. So, welcome. Thank you for stopping in and being here. Yeah, this is my first time doing a YouTube. I'm not familiar with YouTube. I went to do Facebook and then it said, I have a Facebook group and you don't need a certain amount of numbers to do a reading on Facebook group. But I opened up a page to do readings outside of a Facebook group, and apparently you have to have 100 people on your page. So I had to come here in order to do the readings. It wouldn't allow me. So this is my first time actually using a platform. So I wasn't sure if I was doing it right. So, all right, looking at your reading, it says to make the efforts. Okay, so great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Okay, so, and this can also be self love with yourself too. Like, you can't, a lot of times we think it has to do with like making the effort with somebody else, but it's not always about making the effort with somebody else. Sometimes it's about loving yourself more, because if you love yourself more and love who you are more, it just automatically becomes effortless to interact with others. Sometimes we pull back on ourselves, and that can cause us to not be in our true energy when it comes to someone else. So we have attract. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. Okay, so being truthful to yourself, being relaxed. I feel like there might be a little bit of tension here or a little bit of worry coming in, like worry energy coming in. So this is more about just being in your own skin, just being in the moment, letting go of your thoughts, not letting your thoughts get the best of you. Love yourself. Yeah, there you go. Love yourself first. Yeah, your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. So with your reading, a lot of it is healing things that like maybe you were judged about or things that people said to you in a negative way that kind of gave you like an inner complex. So that a lot of that has to do with just loving yourself more and wanting more for yourself, like wanting a better relationship for yourself. So the more you make the effort to love yourself, the more you're going to attract that love. Because as you heal yourself and love yourself, you begin to level up more. And as you level up, the romance and the love that isn't aligned with your frequency, you'll start to feel uncomfortable. You'll start to not want to be in that situation. You'll start to feel this disconnection because your frequency is raising. And as your frequency starts to rise within you, it also is going to rise around you. So if people don't meet your frequency and your self love, then that's going to cause you to have to let go of certain situations or certain people, right? Because you're going to love yourself more, so certain people might not align. So even though the person might love you, they still might have to let you go, or you might have to let them go, right? But that's going to open doors for a more aligned relationship. So yeah, your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. So yeah, again, this has to do with healing yourself. This has to do with loving yourself and wanting not accepting the not accepting what someone's willing to give you, but accepting what you're willing to receive yourself. So like you don't want breadcrumbs. Like this is the whole like you truly want like notice in both of these pictures, like he's like trying to hold on to her and he's like trying to hold on to her, but at the same time it's like he's going it's almost like he's being pulled, right? So where in this one they're leaning into each other and there is no pulling away effect. Like with this one here, it's almost like, she doesn't even want the affection. He's like pulling on her. And same thing with this one. It's like don't leave, but he's like like he's being pulled. So there's like this imbalanced. Like one party is okay with the energy, but the other party isn't fully okay with the energy. Where this card here shows that both are aligned and both are open to receive, right? So I feel like the more you become aware of what you want and what makes you happy versus just allowing somebody to give you what they want to give you, you're going to shift away from certain situations and certain people because you're going to realize that you deserve better. And because of that, it's going to bring in a more aligned balance. So either this person is going to mature and they are going to um, come in and meet you where you're with the love that you want and that you know you deserve, or there's going to be a different outcome. So open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. Yeah, the universe is definitely telling you that you deserve better, but you have to love yourself enough to realize that you deserve better. The only way to truly align correctly with yourself is to learn what you deserve, right? Yeah, let love show you how to learn from each other, right? So you have to be willing to trust yourself more and know that you deserve what you feel that you deserve, you truly do deserve. The universe is guiding you to that special person. Yeah, allow everything to take its natural course. There you go. Yeah. You're being guided and you're on the right track because you're here, you're realizing you asked for a reading. So this is more of a confirmation reading for you. It definitely comes in as a confirmation, like that you already knew that you deserved better. Obstacles. Look for ways around the obstacles to find happiness. Yes, so you are being guided to overcome things, which it could be, giving in, wanting to always make other people happy, and then in return you feel less happy yourself. So this is more about speaking your voice, having good communication, and if and realizing that love is um, it's it's teamwork. It's not you living up to expectations of somebody else or allowing them to give you what they can't give you. It is communication and teamwork so that you're both balanced throughout the relationship. Yeah, close soul connections are harmoniously synchronized, creating moments of telepathy. Okay, so that is aligning you with like someone where like if you want, I don't know, say Mexican, and that person's like, "You hungry? You want to go out and get something to eat?" And you're just like, "Wow, yeah, I was just thinking that." That's like the telepathy, eh, information, like energy. And then a lot of times too, you could be in a relationship where like you could be meeting someone where they're going to feel like you are attracted to them and you're going to feel attracted to them and you're going to feel like maybe they're attracted to you, and that's like a telepathy kind of thing where you're like picking up on the energy from the other person, like on the energy that they're giving off to you. Okay, so let's pull you a closing card for this reading. Okay, so your closing card is feelings. Take time out to explore the deep emotions you are experiencing. Yeah, take time with your feelings and trust that what you are feeling is coming through correctly for you, right? Take time to explore your own feelings as well as the feelings you feel in this situation. Okay, there you go. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, you left. Okay. Well, thank you so much for being here and for asking for a reading. Have a great day.